Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com, bringing y'all my NBA Jam session on January 4th, 2023, man. If you're looking for more of this great content, y'all know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop y'all like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like. If you're looking for my best bets, the ones that I'm placing tonight, and best bets from the top handicappers on the planet, check us out over at pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab. And if you're looking for my $15 NBA Jam session play, my best bet in the NBA every night, man, you can click that link in the description. It'll take you right to it, man. $15. Scoop that up. We did drop yesterday's play, man, with the Utah Jazz, but we look to bounce back on that play tonight, man. We've hit 3 of our last 4, and we look to keep that momentum rolling forward. I love tonight's jam session play, man, so scoop that up. $15. Follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ, man. That's where I typically update you on the late injury news, and if my mind changes due to late information coming out of the association, man. So follow me there, man. Let's make some money tonight. We got a huge card, 12 games tonight, so without further ado, man, let's make some money tonight, and let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. In our first matchup of the night, man, we got the Memphis Grizzlies out on the road facing the Charlotte Hornets. Memphis road favorites laying 7.5, total 232. Memphis has been playing some better basketball here recently. They've now won 3 straight basketball games. They've covered in all 3. They find themselves out on the road here tonight, man, and I am going to lean to the Charlotte Hornets in this one, man. Memphis on the road is just not the same team they are at home. We know Memphis at home, they're really dominant. They like to beat up on teams, man, but on the road, that's not really the case. 5-12-1 against the spread are the Memphis Grizzlies out on the road, the second worst road cover team in the NBA, only covering in 29.4% of their games on the road, man. Hard to get there with them, man. I'd rather have the points in my back pocket. I will say it's not like Charlotte is dominant at home against the spread either. They're one of the worst home cover teams as well. 6-12 against the spread on their home floor, only covering in 33.3% of their games. But here tonight, man, I think they can keep this one fairly competitive, man. Like I said, I know Memphis has been fairly good here recently, even covering in their last road game against the Toronto Raptors. And I know Charlotte has only won 1 of their last 5, but they've been fairly competitive here recently, man. I think they can keep this one within the number. I see like a 6-point win for the Grizzlies here in this one, so I'll take the points with the Charlotte Hornets. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Phoenix Suns out on the road facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs home favorites laying 4.5, total 222. For me in this one, man, I cannot fade the Cavs on their home floor, man. I'm going to take them. I'm going to lay the points here in this one. Phoenix has been awful here recently as well, man. They've lost 4 of their last 5. This is going to be their 6th straight road game for this Suns team, going up against one of the best home cover teams in the NBA, Cleveland. 6-1 against the spread, man, on their home floor. Phoenix also has been struggling on the road, man. Like I said, this is their 6th straight road game. They've only won 1 of those this season. In totality, the Phoenix Suns on the road are 8-11 against the spread this season, man. Still without their top guy, man. It's hard to get there with the Suns. I think we lay the points with Cleveland, and they get it done here in this one. I will say Cleveland does have some concerns on the injury report, man. Looks like Darius Garland is doubtful to play tonight. Ricky Rubio looks like he is out for this one. Looks like Evan Mobley is listed as questionable for tonight's game. So check this injury report before y'all put y'all's bets in for the night. Looks like Dean Wade is also out for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Check the injury report, man. I'll tweet out if Darius Garland or Mobley are out. But if those guys are in, man, I'm probably laying the points. If they're out, the line probably drops a little bit, and I'll get the lower line as well on Cleveland. So regardless, I'm on Cleveland. Phoenix has just been so terrible here recently. 6 straight road game, been dominated in almost all of them. Now they're going up against one of the better home teams in the NBA. We're going to take Cleveland. We'll lay the points here in this. And off the Donovan Mitchell 71-point game, come on now. I think that momentum just kind of carries over. Give me Cleveland. I'll lay the points. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies out on the road facing the Orlando Magic. Magic home favorites laying 1.5, total 229. Man, how about them Thunder Buddies last night, man? Them boys was balling. They won 150-117 over the Boston Celtics, man. I did not see that coming at all, man. I thought they could possibly cover, but that was mainly before Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went down, you know. And once he was listed out with the illness, it was really a no play for me. I did not see the Thunder winning the game outright, and let alone winning it in the fashion that they won it, 150-117. Here tonight, though, they are on a back-to-back facing the Orlando Magic. They're on the road in this one. They were at home last night. I am going to lean to Orlando. I think this could be a bounce-back spot for the Magic. The Magic, I will say, they've been dominated in their last 3 games, man. Washington beat them 119-100. Detroit beat them 121-101. And the Lakers beat them 129-110. But, man, Orlando this season on their home floor, where they typically play their best basketball, 12-8 against the spread on their home floor, man. Like I said, I think tonight could be a bounce-back spot for the Thunder. Oklahoma, I don't love the spot for them. I know they looked good last night, but they're on a back-to-back now on the road. Facing a team that plays good basketball on their home floor, needs a win, and Oklahoma is without their top player, man. It's a tough spot to take the Thunder buddies in this one. I'm going to lean toward the Magic here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got a good one. We got the Indiana Pacers out on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers laying 7.5 as home favorites, total 232. For me in this one, man, I'm taking the Indiana Pacers. I think this is going to be a tightly competitive game the whole way, and if they're going to give me 7.5, I'll take 7.5. I will say, I know Philadelphia has been dominant on their home floor this season. 14-5-1 against the spread on their home floor, covering in 73.7% of their games on their home floor, man. I know that. They've been playing some really dominant basketball on their home floor. And usually in this spot I would probably take Philly, but I can't because Indiana is just as dominant against the spread, man. They really are. The second best cover team in the NBA is this Indiana Pacers team, man. They're 23-15 against the spread this season, covering in 60% of their games, including 10-8 against the spread out on the road, man. They've won 4 straight basketball games. Granted, all that was at home, but they've won 4 straight, including wins over Toronto, the Clippers, Cleveland, and Atlanta, man. I think they can definitely keep this one within the number, and I would not be surprised in the slightest if Indiana won this game outright, man. They've been playing some really great basketball, man. They're being slighted, and, I don't think a lot of people got their eyes on this team. I know we've seen these two teams play once this season in a game where Indiana won that one. Philadelphia won that one, 120-106. That was back in October on the 24th. This is a different Indiana team than it was then, man. Halliburton has really stepped up since then, become really the leader of this team. I love the way him and Hill's relationship is going right now, and I think they can keep this one fairly competitive, man. And I would not be mad at you if you sprinkle some on the money line for the Pacers at plus 240. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the San Antonio Spurs out on the road facing the New York Knicks. Knicks home favorites laying 9.5, total 226.5. Short, sweet, and simple in this one, man. I'm going to take the Knicks in a small lean. We've seen them play some better basketball here recently. They just dominated the Suns 102-83. Dominated the Houston Rockets the game before that, 108-88. The game before that, they did lose to this same San Antonio Spurs team out on the road. That game was in San Antonio. San Antonio won that one 122-115. I think the Knicks just repay the favor here in this one. The Knicks, in my mind, one of the streakiest teams in the NBA, man. When they go cold, they go ice cold. But when they heat up, man, they get pretty hot, man. They're pretty hot right now. Like I said, they won back-to-back games in dominating fashion. At home here in this one, I think they can repay the favor to the Spurs team. We just saw the Spurs get dominated in their last one. They were in New York. They played Brooklyn. Brooklyn beat them 139-103. I think they lose their second one pretty dominantly up there, man. I think New York can win this one pretty comfortably. So in a small lean for me in this one, I'll take the Knicks. I'll lay the points here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Milwaukee Bucks out on the road facing the Toronto Raptors. Raptors home favorites laying 3.5, total 226.5. It's a tough one for me, man. Bucks have been awful on the road here recently. Toronto has been awful at home here recently. Both teams have both been struggling. Toronto has won 2 of their last 5. Milwaukee has only won 2 of their last 5. I'm just going to grab the points with Milwaukee in a small lean here in this one. At least Milwaukee has won 2 of their last 3. They just beat Washington at home 123-113 and beat Minnesota at home 123-114. But like I said, Milwaukee, they've been good at home all season. On the road is where they've had all their problems. And Toronto, typically a team that plays really good basketball at home, man. They've only won one of their last 5 home games this Raptors team has, man. So it's hard to get behind them and lay points with them either at home, man. So in a small lean, I'm going to lean toward Milwaukee on the road here in this one. Looks like most of their guys are going to play. Only people on the injury report I see right now is Otto Porter Jr. for the Raptors, George Hill for the Milwaukee Bucks, and Chris Middleton. Middleton and Hill both been out for a little minute, though, so don't think that's really too important. Give me Milwaukee in a small lean here in this one plus the points. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Brooklyn Nets out on the road facing the Chicago Bulls. Brooklyn road favorites laying 5, total 235.5. I'm going to be honest, man. I don't think it's time to fade the hottest team in basketball right now, the Brooklyn Nets. In a lean, I'll lay the points with Brooklyn, man. They just been too hot to fade in my mind, man. And it's not like Chicago has been lighting the world on fire either. Chicago just lost back-to-back games to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The first one was 103-102, and the second one we know was the Donovan Mitchell game, man. In a game where Chicago was winning pretty dominantly for majority of that game and somehow still found a way to lose and not cover, man. They let Donovan Mitchell go for 71. Hard to back the Chicago Bulls right now in my mind. The Nets are working with some motivation in this one as well, as the Bulls did beat them earlier in the season on November 1st. That game, Chicago won 108-99. That one was in Brooklyn. This one's in Chicago. But like I said, Brooklyn has just been so high right now, I can't fade them. I think they get some revenge and repay the favor to the Chicago Bulls team. So in a lane, I'll take the Brooklyn Nets. I'll lay the 5 here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Portland Trail Blazers on the road facing the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota laying 1, total 234. For me, man, short, sweet, and simple. I'm all over the Blazers in this one. The Blazers, we've already seen them dominate this team twice this season. The last time they played was on December 12th. They won that one 133-112. Then they played each other just 2 nights before that. It was on the 10th. They beat them 124-118. Granted, both of those were in Portland. This one's in Minnesota. But Portland is still the best cover team in the NBA at 22-14 this season, covering in 61.1% of their games this season. And I know here recently they haven't been their best on the road, but they're going to get up for this Minnesota team. And it's not like Minnesota has been dominant here recently. They did get a win in their last one at home against the Denver Nuggets. Another weird line. Denver won that one 124-111. But before that, man, Minnesota had lost 4 straight basketball games. I don't think anything really changed here recently, man. I'm going to take the Blazers. Not going to overcomplicate it. Better team, better cover team. Already dominated this team a few times this season. Give me the Blazers on the money line here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Houston Rockets out on the road facing the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans home favorites laying 6.5, total 225. I'm going to take the Pelicans and unlay the points. I know no Zion. He's out now with a left hamstring injury, man. He's going to be out for at least 3 weeks. They're out without their other top player in Brandon Ingram, man. He's still out with the toe injury. He could be back soon, man, but definitely not for this one. But, man, this Pelicans team still a really deep team, man, and I still think they have enough firepower to beat up on this Rockets team on their home floor. The Pelicans on their home floor have been really good this season, 12-8 against the spread. Like I've said here, at least for the last few weeks, man, I think we've kind of been overreacting to injuries and spots where teams are missing some guys, but their team is still a good team, man, and they kind of step up behind them. And I think that's just what happens tonight with this Pelicans team. We've already seen this Pelicans team beat up on the Rockets once already this season. That was on the 12th of November. 119-106 was the score in that one. The Rockets, they haven't looked good here recently either. Dallas just beat them 111-106 in a game where the Rockets were up for majority of that one. The game before that, they got beat by 20 by the Knicks. The Mavs beat them the game before that again by 15. The Boston Celtics beat them the game before that by, 18? So really struggling has this Rockets team, man. The Pelicans, I know they're missing their top 2 guys, but they still got some really quality guys over there. C.J. McCollum, Alvarado, Herbert Jones, the list goes on and on, man. I like this Pelicans team. Still a deep team. Play good basketball on their home floor. Still think they got enough firepower to beat up on this Houston Rockets team, man. So I'll lay the points with the Pelicans here tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Detroit Pistons out on the road facing the Golden State Warriors. Warriors home favorites laying 6.5, total 232.5. For me in this one, I'm taking the Warriors, man. Not going to overcomplicate it. I'll lay the points. The Warriors, the best home cover team in the NBA, 14-4-1 against the spread this season, covering in 77.8% of their home games, man. They've also won 5 straight home games. This is going to be their 6th straight one, man. Think they go ahead and beat up on this Pistons team. They're also working with some revenge in this one, as they did lose to this Pistons team on the 30th of October. That game was in Detroit, man. Detroit beat them 128-114. This is going to be the last time they see each other this season. I just think the Warriors repay the favor. Also, this is going to be the 4th straight road game for this Pistons team, man. They haven't been playing fairly good here recently, man, and I don't think they just start here tonight against the Warriors, man. So in a lean, man, I'll take the Warriors. I'll lay the points with them here tonight at home. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Miami Heat out on the road facing the Los Angeles Lakers. Miami road favorites laying 4.5, total 227.5. I'm taking the Lakers. I'm not laying points with the Miami Heat on the road. Miami has been playing better here recently. I will give them credit. Man. They haven't hurt my pocketbook this last week or so. They've won 4 of their last 5, man. They're back over 500 at 20-18 on the season. But, man, they're still a really bad cover team, man. Even though they've been playing better here recently, man, they still a bad cover team. Still 14-22-2 against the spread, only covered in 38.9% of their games this season. And I know we just seen them beat this Lakers team pretty handedly the other day on the 28th of December, 112-98. That game was in Miami. I think the Lakers can come out here and play some decent basketball. We can look at the injury report. LeBron is on here and Russell Westbrook as day-to-day, but I think they both play. And if they both play, I think the Lakers actually win this game on the money line, but I'll take the points in my back pocket. The Lakers have been playing some fairly good basketball in their own right. They've won 3 of their last 5, including all 5 of those were on the road, man. So that's fairly impressive for the Lakers team. 16-21 on the season, trying to get back to 500 like Miami did, and I think they come through here tonight with a win. They've won back-to-back games. Just beat Charlotte on the road 121-115. Beat Atlanta on the road 131-120. 130-121. This is going to be the last time they see this Heat team. Like I said, the Heat beat them just not too long ago, 112-98. I think the Lakers repay the favor here tonight on their home floor. I'll take the Lakers plus the points in this one, although I think they win this outright. So me personally, I'll probably sprinkle some on the money line for the Lakers. In our last and final matchup of the night, man, we got the Atlanta Hawks out on the road facing the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento home favorites laying 1, total 245. Usually, man, I probably would be all over the Kings, fading the Hawks on the road, man, but I'm going the other way in this one, man. I'm taking the Hawks on the money line. I think they do win this game outright. Sacramento not totally in love with the spot for them, man. They are on a back-to-back after beating the Jazz 117-115 last night in Utah. Now they return home in this one facing a Hawks team who desperately needs a win, man. This Hawks team has lost 4 straight basketball games. I think tonight's the night they get off the snide and get themselves a win, man. We did see the Hawks beat this team once already this season. This is going to be the last time they face each other. The Hawks won the first one on the 23rd of November, 115-106, man. This could be a revenge spot for the Kings, man, but I don't love the spot. As I said a minute ago, they're on a back-to-back. The Hawks have lost 4 straight. I think the Hawks need a little more. They come in focused tonight, and they get themselves a road win. I know we're not usually on the Hawks on the road, man, and they've been struggling here recently, man. Under 500 as well, but Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, I think they get something together here tonight and get themselves a road win in this little losing streak they're on. So give me the Kings to lose tonight against the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going to take the Hawks on the money line to close out our night here in the last one of the night. And that's going to conclude tonight's NBA Jam session on January 4th, 2023, man. Thank y'all for watching. Smash that like button for your guy, man. Subscribe if you're new. And drop y'all like down in the comments. If you're looking for my best bets, the ones that I'm placing tonight, as well as best bets from the top handicappers on the planet, check us out over at pickdawgz.com. Click that premium picks tab. And if you're looking for my $15 NBA Jam session play, my best bet in the NBA every night, man, you can click that link in the description. It'll take you right to it, man. We did drop last night with the Utah Jazz. We look to bounce back on that jam session play tonight, man. We still hit 3 of our last 4. Look to keep that momentum rolling forward. I love tonight's play, man. So scoop that up, $15. Follow me on Twitter at ParlayGuyJ. That's where I typically update y'all on late injury news. And if my mind changes due to late information coming out of the association, man. So follow me there, man. Let's make some money tonight. Talk to y'all on Twitter. Talk to y'all in the comments. Been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. See y'all tomorrow. Let's make some money tonight, and I'm out. Peace.